Find yourself in the Beachview area of Pittsburgh? Check out the official pizza of this show, Slice on Broadway, sharing an abnormal obsession with pizza we can relate to. Check them out at sliceonbroadway.com and tell them this show sent you.
A study in fighting game characters this week on Boss Battle. Welcome everybody to Boss Battle 101, a show in which the writers of InsertCoinToBegin.com get together and talk about video games. I'm your host, Bobby F. J. Tom, but before we get to the chewy nougat of the podcast, let's find out what everybody achieved this week. Chachi, how about you? What did you achieve this week?
I've reached 90% completion on Watch Dogs.
What? I haven't even reached 20%.
I beat the poker game as the podcast ended last week.
Mm-hmm.
I've moved on. I did the acid trips. I did all of that. Digital acid trips, I might add. But some of the game is just really, really weird. But
I would imagine.
Game of the year still. But I reviewed Stick Death. That's on the site. Insert coin to begin. And let's see, what else? Dino Hunter, which is Monday's review game.
Awesome.
Because everybody wants to shoot a dinosaur sometime.
Which, in a related story, I got Dino Crisis 1 and 2 on the PlayStation Flash sale. But we'll get to that later.
You know, it messed with me because I saw a review pop up in my feed for Dino Hunter, and I didn't know which game it was because I talked about both of those games with either of you over the weekend, and I got really confused.
Rehashes and cell phone games will do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorg, what did you achieve this week?
Bobby, you know what I achieved this week.
I know.
Bobby, you know.
I know.
You know what I achieved. I got to play Street Fighter with you after nature kept me from you on Friday night. As a tree went down a block away and took out the entire neighborhood's electricity at 10 at night until 1:30 a.m. on Friday night.
I think that was Blanca biting the wires of her neighborhood.
But no, we got together. We got to play some Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition, which was the freebie last month on Xbox Gold for 360. I'd like to, if some more of you guys pick that up on the games for Gold, I'd like to get some people together. So we're kind of trying to figure out how we play amongst friends, and I think the endless mode could be kind of fun if we got a few people in on it. So tweet us, message us. Chachi, did you pick up Super Street Fighter? Are you even into Street Fighter? I can't recall.
No, I don't play fighting games because I'm horrible at them.
Well, there's that.
Not that great either.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting my ass kicked on like easy mode. So I mean, let's be honest here.
Seth is a vicious thing.
Yes, he is. But anyways, so that was about it. I did pop in for a moment to Gotham City Imposters, but then I had to download everything to be compatible, and that kind of slowed me down a little bit. Aside from that, a little bit of Angry Birds Epic, finally getting my review up and everything. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. And I'm looking to play some Ingress this week, as it's newly available on iOS. So, Chachi, which side did you pick when you played that?
The bad side.
The bad side. Wait, which is the bad side? Resistance or the Enlightened?
I think it's the Resistance.
Okay.
No, it's the Enlightened.
Okay.
I don't know. One of them is all Enlightened. I picked the Enlightened because there's the side that doesn't want everything that's happening to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the side that's all, well, this would be really good for us, fuckers. And that's the side.
Direct quote from the game.
All right, we talked about that a bit on Awesome Cast. If you want to check that out, it's kind of an augmented reality game. Yes, you'll have to leave the house for this one. So
I haven't really touched it since I started reviewing games because it does take up a lot of space.
Mm-hmm. And it does. And Chilla was saying it really sucks down your battery and your data, I guess, or GPS and stuff. So so we might play with that. We'll see how that goes on iOS. So, but that's it for me, Bobby.
Right,
what did you achieve, Bobby?
No, first from the chat, Brother Sorg got to finish up Saints Row 4 this week. He played Enter the Dominatrix DLC.
Oh.
And he liked what they did with it. Had a little Christmas in July with how the Saints saved Christmas. And he started playing Shadow Warrior, which is a nice reboot. And he played more Sonic 4 Episode 2, which you can't jump forward. And he thinks it feels closer to the original game than the first episode did, which you can't jump forward.
I love the tweet, and it's got me interested now, because he did actually get me the reboot Shadow Warrior, but I've been playing the first one, actually, from the pair he got me. But apparently Stan Bush's The Touch is in both the Saints Row that he's playing and Shadow Warrior, and now I want to play both games.
You've got the touch, Sorg.
You've got the power. Yeah.
All right, and I like Sorg. We played some Street Fighter. I chose Evil Ryu to fight him at the end. I think that was our last battle, wasn't it?
Maybe.
And some Ken and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I downloaded
we were
the characters,
back and forth.
And he couldn't see the characters because he didn't have the right pack, I guess.
I've downloaded everything that's not a trailer or a demo that's free under Super Street Fighter.
So now you'll be able to see him, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So my $8 was worth not really well spent, but you know. And I fell into a sale hole this weekend.
Oh no! Those are the worst kind of holes.
I had $10 of credit on PlayStation Store, so this weekend they had a flash sale, and I got 10 games for 99 cents a piece. I picked up some, like I said earlier, Dino Crisis 1 and 2, Wild Arms 1 and 2, a couple other games. I think Thomas Was Alone, which I was interested to try. The Cave, which I played the demo on Xbox. And Legend of Dragoon, which if you've never played that, is an amazing JRPG, which was very underrated from its time. That's
Japanese RPG, right?
Yeah. And Twisted Metal Black was the only PS2 game that I got from the list. But yeah, I played those, and then I got Peggle 2 on Xbox that was on sale for $5.99. So, all in all, a good week. So,
awesome.
All right, we're gonna move on now to things from around the internet. Net. Chachi, take us around the net.
Wow! Now that you've done my complete.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Take it, Chach.
Son of a bitch, Bobby.
You think after 101 episodes?
Bobby, no.
Now it falls apart.
It is time for video game themed things from around the internet.
Net.
Alright, so it started off as a really, really slow week. I had a hard time finding things at first, and then I dug deep into the depths of the internet to bring you the stuff that I found. Runners-up for this week, an artist over at Redbubble. If you're unfamiliar with Redbubble, it's an artist site where you can buy everything they make.
Nice. Kind of like a DeviantArt, but with the buying thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Shirts and whatnot.
Unlike DeviantArt, where you can choose whether or not to sell things, this is everything that's on it is for sale. Artist Will Overton, link is in the post at insertcointobegin.com. Will Overton reimagined Metroid as a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. If you're young and you don't know what Hanna-Barbera is, then screw you.
Hey, Samus.
It's an old style cartoon, and I'm having a really hard time remembering the characters in it because it was old when I watched it. But it's like the Grape Gorilla and
Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear, Captain Caveman,
Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it's a
Olympics.
really, really cool poster. Either way, that you can order. You can order it. And I've spent a lot of time on the internet, and I didn't know that this was a thing. But apparently, people get so pissed off during Call of Duty games or other war-type games that they actually make 911 calls from for their opponents and say that, like, stuff like the video in here says that the guy was murdering his family.
Jeez.
Which prompts full-on SWAT teams to show up. And it's called swatting.
I would call for pizza.
So I guess, so yeah, I watched this too. So apparently, like, they exchange so much information with their friends online that they know enough to do this, or probably they're like when we get together on Call of Duty, we know where everybody is.
Right, but but I hope that we're friends enough that no one calls the goddamn SWAT team on.
It seems like a weird link that they've linked this to Call of Duty. I feel like this is something that happens in a lot of different settings.
Oh, probably.
It has. Someone did it to Miley Cyrus once.
Okay.
But I mean, for the most part nowadays, it's happening for people playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming World of Warcraft would have that problem too, probably.
Probably. It's just the type of thing that people are so pissed off at what's happening in the game. They're just like, oh, well, fuck you. Here comes the SWAT team, bitch. So, yeah, I had no idea that it was a thing. This is an ABC News report. And apparently Brother Sorg knew about it, but he spends a lot spends a lot of time on the internet. So so let's get on to the actual things in the post. First up, there's a YouTube series animated of what would happen if Pokemon figured out that they don't need humans as trainers.
I love this video.
It was amazing.
I love the shit out of this video when I watched it earlier today. It's so great.
It's hilarious. It's 3 minutes and 48 seconds long. You won't notice because it's that good. But I mean, there's so much funny stuff in it. Charmander's an asshole, which you would completely expect. And I mean, it shows things like what humans sound like to Pokemon.
Human.
Yeah, it's exactly what.
It's like the teacher from Snoopy. Wah, wah, wah,
right, and that's exactly it.
But only, like Pokemon.
It shows the main trainer like walking into the wall of the Pokemon Mart before he realizes that there's a Pokemon there he can fight. But yeah, it's definitely entertaining. There's 3 of them in the series so far, but it doesn't look like the guy pumps them out all that quick.
Well, they're full like CG. So
yeah. I mean, I understand completely why it doesn't, but it's definitely worth checking out all 3 of the episodes.
It's like GameCube level graphics, maybe.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, which probably helps on the CG side, but still, it's going to take a bit. It's very well done, very well lip synced and everything. Should kick this over to Mango.
It's amazingly entertaining. Amazing. Next up, Grand Theft Auto 5 has become the thing to remake things with. I'm guessing because of the awesome advancement in the graphics in the game. But the one in here is the intro credits redone in Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Sopranos. Yeah, a minute and 47 seconds long, which the intro to Sopranos was. I looked it up. And completely well done. Right on par with the show itself. So definitely check that out. And last but not least, there's an entire album of Katamari mashups.
That's right. Can you hear that good?
Yep.
So this is Katamari and DMX. Let me skip it ahead. Remind me before the explicit tag this week.
There's an entire album. It's called Team Teamwork, Katamari the MC, and it features such songs as Kanye West, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Busta Rhymes, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, DMX, X Gonna Give It To You, 50 Cent, 21 Questions, and a few other tracks, and you can download them all at the if you follow the link in the post. It's a pay what you want system, and if you pay more than $5, they'll send you the track of instrumentals they used.
Nice.
Nice.
Definitely worth the money. and it's highly entertaining, to say the least. And that is all that I have for you in this week's edition of Video Game Theme Thing from Around the Internet.
Awesome collection this week.
Bobby?
All right, we're going to get to some things you should be made aware of. First up, some news bits. Doctor Who, I can't remember what season it is, probably like 50,000. But since Riz isn't here this week, he's on vacation, by the way, we are going to talk a little bit about Doctor Who and its correlation with Mass Effect, because in the trailer for the new season of Doctor Who, there was a Garrus-like creature in the trailer. And I don't think it is actually Garrus, but a lot of people are like wondering what the new creature is. Some are saying it's possibly a robot, but the showrunners were seen at I think it was Comic-Con last year, looking at some Mass Effect related things, like I believe let me see, the Omni tools they were playing with them at Comic-Con and stuff like that. So they may be Mass Effect fans and drew a little inspiration from Mass Effect for the latest season of Doctor Who. So
that's cool.
You guys have anything for that?
No, unfortunately, I haven't played enough Mass Effect to get the significance of this, but I could see some crossover going on there.
I think it would be awesome if it was Garrus.
Mm-hmm.
I think, quite honestly, Doctor Who could cross over with any space science fiction, anything. Just because it does take place anywhere. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they could quite easily write in a segment where Doctor Who ends up in the Mos Eisley Cantina. Mm-hmm. Because that could be
he's an alien and he's a Time Lord. He can go to pretty much
anywhere. Have they done a lot? I'm sorry, we're getting outside of video games, but have they done crossovers like that with Doctor Who, like in books or comics or something? Because I mean,
Star Trek and Doctor Who.
Oh, they have.
Over in comics.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I remember reading like X-Men crossovers with Star Trek, for instance. Mm-hmm. You know, but both generations, I think I've read a thing on. So yeah, it only makes sense with Doctor Who, and I'd love to see some of those. So cool.
All right, now we're gonna cross over with another one of our shows, the Wrestling Mayhem show.
What?
Yes, Sting was announced as a pre-order bonus for WWE 2K15.
Wait. For non-wrestling fans, Sting was a professional wrestler, big in the early 90s into the late 90s, a little bit of the 80s. Hasn't done a lot on anything that's worthwhile, TNA, for 10 years. And this is the first footage of him being in face paint, doing things cool on the WWE screen. So it's very significant to wrestling fans.
And they announced it last night with a commercial that reportedly cost over $200,000 to make. Mm-hmm. So WWE's having a little bit of financial problems, but they don't mind spending a little cash on a commercial featuring Sting.
I also wonder how much of this money was 2K's as well.
Yeah, true. Plus, the cool part about it is you don't just get NWO Sting, which is the black and white face paint Sting. You actually get the 90s version of Sting, too. Mm-hmm. It was like kind of like a surfer dude with face paint. So that's pretty cool. And
yes, he does look a lot like Crow.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Very much so. And the orchestra members also look like the Crow. They were painted like that, too. So, and our last little bit of news. Tekken 7 was announced, and they said they're going to have more at Comic-Con, possibly announce some characters and stuff like that that may or may not be returning. But it's built off of the Unreal Engine 4, which is like the big next-gen engine to run games on. So that's kind of a cool announcement. And switching to another fighting game, Mortal Kombat. I don't know if it's Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10. I think it's Mortal Kombat 10 because this is the 10th game.
I think it's
but
both.
It could be Mortal Kombat X too. Yeah, exactly. They announced that Raiden is going to be back, of course. He's one of the most popular characters in the game. And also, Ed Boon, the creator of the series, said that he's not opposed to having guest characters like he did in the other segments, and there possibly could be one or two that could come out via DLC, kind of like they did with Freddy Krueger,
Nice.
and like they did with Scorpion in the DC Injustice games.
Yeah.
And so he said that this is going to be probably the largest roster that they're going to have for a Mortal Kombat game, with more new characters than the first Mortal Kombat. So that's going to be a pretty impressive roster of characters. Plus, they said the old guys that didn't make the cut or might be available via DLC later on. So,
Okay.
who do you guys want to see that hasn't been announced yet for Mortal Kombat to either come back or as be a guest character?
I hope they do something like I feel like DC fans will lose their crap if like they drop Lobo in this or something, you know,
Yeah.
or
Somebody that'll fit in.
And maybe a Batman, maybe.
Yeah. He could
I don't
fit
know.
in.
Batman
I can
doesn't
see
kill, you know, or drop a
Yeah,
Doomsday or Joker into it, you know. Maybe a Deathstroke since he's really hot off of the Arrow show right now.
I could see like a Clayface fitting in too.
That's true. But I don't think that's something people would get really excited about. So, but I could see them having fun with that.
Solomon and Grundy want pants. All right, I think you guys have some game reviews for us, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
We play games?
Yeah, you guys play games.
No way!
Yeah.
The hell is this? A video game show?
Nope, it's
Video games are
Doctor
terrible.
Who and wrestling now.
Oh,
We changed the
man.
format.
Video games are horrible. You don't know that? They're bad for you.
Yep.
Speaking of bad video games,
Nice segue.
Matt Carlin's wife, Jen, downloaded and actually played the Kardashian game, despite my horrible review.
Kanye, I got some money.
But this week's game, I reviewed Stick Death. Stick Death is a game brought to you by Vovo Studio. It's available on iOS and Android. The object of the game is that you're given a room full of about 5 or 6 stick people, and you have to kill them all by making it look like an accident. For example, in the first puzzle, there's a guy behind the TV who goes over the window. You touch the window, it closes, crushes them. You knock the flower pot off the banister, it lands on the guy in the lounge chair. The guy upstairs sees that, gets scared, runs to the stairs, and you knock over the golf club, which he falls on. And then the guy at the computer will get up and you drop the fan on him. And it goes on, construction level, park level, and you it's just a game full of killing. It's a good, quick puzzle game. The music is not that great, which is good because it's just a quick puzzle game. You can't save where you are, so you have to start over each and every time, which gets really annoying and will stop you from playing the game even more. And then, as you can imagine, since it is a stick game, the graphics are horrible. Which
really
is
rough.
to be expected. Yeah. It looks like me using paint.
Yeah.
But despite that, the gameplay aspect of it would be better if they didn't skimp on all of the game while making it. As a stick game, you would expect the graphics and the sound to not be up to par, but you would expect the interface to actually work. And it just seems like the equations are off a little bit. Because there are some levels where, like on this first one, or not this one, 3 levels in, you have to drop a fan on someone. And it seems like that is off, because if you don't get the center of the fan, then it doesn't count at all.
Mm-hmm.
When everywhere else in the game, it doesn't matter which part of the fan it is, it kills them.
So it sounds like the hit detection's off on this thing.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Much like Flappy Bird.
Yeah, it just the sensitivity of the reaction is just horrible. But overall, it's not a bad game, and it's not an amazing game. This game is probably the most middle-of-the-road game I've ever played.
Okay.
It is honestly a straight up and down average game. It doesn't take up much space. The replay value isn't very high, which is what you expect in a puzzle game. So, overall, I give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Nice.
All right, Sorg, I think you have another review for us?
Yeah, I have a video review, so I don't want to get too much into it, but I did get a review up for Angry Birds Epic, which is the RPG edition of Angry Birds. So go check that out. Again, basically, I'm not super into RPGs. It does a lot of hand-holding if you're not used to that kind of thing. So it's really good for kind of just jumping into it. Graphics are great. It's Angry Birds. They kind of got this, you know. But I like that they reflect more the Angry Birds kind of tunes more than anything. Like, they do a little bit more as far as motions and everything, and they have a little bit more character to them. But I'm a real big fan of the franchise, so I've been really enjoying these kind of spin-off games going on here. So go check that out. I talk a little bit about the gameplay elements and everything, have a little bit of footage. This is my venture. I am kind of... Again, this is my second mobile review, so we're kind of playing with some of the captures aren't too great off of the phone, so I'm still kind of playing with that a little bit. So I'm looking for critiques. Kind of, I was much happier with the Hitman one. Also, a side note: Hitman got the extra levels that we've been waiting for. I think they're an airport set of levels. So I'm looking to get into that as well.
Awesome. All right, and we're going to marry the last question into the final round question here again. It was announced new Smash Brothers characters. Yesterday they added 3 new characters to the fold.
Whoopee!
Yeah. 2 of them are from Fire Emblem.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that makes 4 characters from Fire Emblem, plus one of the final Smash characters from is also uses another character from the game. From Fire Emblem. So that's technically 5 characters from Fire Emblem in one game. But they also announced that Captain Falcon is returning. So that made a lot of people happy because he hadn't been announced yet, and he's one of the fan favorites for Smash Brothers. So with that being said, who do you think would be an awesome addition to the Smash Brothers games? What character? Chachi, you want to go first?
I guess.
I know you don't really care for the Smash Brothers games.
It's not just Smash Brothers. I mean, I don't. Fighting games aren't my thing. I can't play fighting games.
You threw the controller when I played you.
I played. I tried to download and play Injustice. I can't do them. I'm not good at them. There's no challenge. And when there's no challenge, I get bored. And when I get bored, I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, which causes me to be really, really bad at the game.
Momentarily.
And it happens. Yeah, and it happens extremely quick. Like this, it's all, it's a fighting game. It's the same thing that every other fighting game does. And I'm just like, but I will play along. I'm trying to think of someone from a game that's not already in Smash
I got one if you want another minute there.
Go for it.
How about, I think I got the name right, Midna from Twilight Princess?
Oh, nice.
I think that could be fun.
That would be cool. She's going to be in the Hyrule Warriors game.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, and it shows her bringing down a dragon with a rope.
Wow. This is the character, so if cool. Those not familiar, now Twilight Princess is the one where you could transform into the wolf and everything, and she was kind of your fairy-ish character that followed along and hid in your shadow and would transport you. Yeah, didn't go, hey, listen. I think because she shows that she's got a very interesting power set throughout the game, at least as far as I've gotten so far in that game. So I think they could have some fun with that in Smash Brothers. So
awesome.
Like, hell, they got the Wii Fit person.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Riz had a good suggestion. I think he said he wanted Rayman, which would have been pretty cool. I heard rumors of Rayman and possibly one of the Rabbids being in the game.
That could be fun.
I personally want to see more Mega Man characters in the game. Like I would love to see maybe one of the Robot Masters, or Zero, or Proto Man, or Roll,
Cutman,
or Trombone from the Legends games.
Mega Man X,
even Dr. Wily, or Dr. Light. Anybody from Mega Man, more Mega Man would be great. Bass, he would be great too. So.
Yeah,
heck, I didn't even take Flip Top Eddie.
Jolo John wants Simon Belmont. That would be a good one.
That would be amazing. Not the Captain N version, though.
No.
Simon Belmont.
No. Yeah.
Captain N would be cool, though.
Yeah.
I would love Captain N to be in the game.
Didn't they have Nestor already?
They had Ness from Earthbound.
Oh, Ness,
which
not
he hasn't been announced yet either, and Earthbound fans are kind of worried that he's not going to be in the game. But
Earthbound fans are the most tortured souls of Nintendo fans.
Exactly.
Like they're the most stepped on.
They re-released the game for the Wii U, so that's a good thing.
There you go. Chachi, did you come up with something there?
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah, I think it's time that they integrate Sonic and Knuckles in.
Well, they had Sonic last year, I think.
Fine, Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Keep going with that. Or Tails.
And I think they should bring in Rob.
They had him too last year, I think.
Well, then
the robot. You're talking the robot?
Yeah, screw you guys. I quit.
The robot.
I tried.
Or even better yet, give me the main character from Gyromite. Let's get obscure with this. Come on.
I want to see the power pad.
You guys are just being ridiculous.
We've had the glove.
Have you seen the game lineup? It's ridiculous. They had Mr. Game & Watch.
I don't want the Wii Fit trainer. I want the Wii Fit. Just like a little.
There you go. Hey. Conquer. That's not happening. That's not happening though.
Nope.
No.
But the Game Boy from Captain N.
There you go. Oh, that was so bad. So bad.
He didn't even talk hardly, huh?
He kind of did. And stuff would shape out of his face or something. Oh.
The Mega Man from Captain N was the worst, though.
Oh, Mega. Anyways,
he was green. So.
But yeah, I don't play it, so I mean, obviously. But yeah, so screw you guys.
Jeez.
You guys, I'm going home.
All right.
Speaking of home, that's going to do it for us this week. You can follow us on Twitter at InsertCoinTV. You can visit us at InsertCoinToBegin.com. New articles going up daily. And you can join us live each and every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on live.sorgatronmedia.com. Special thanks to Michael Allen, at Mike Allen PR, for helping with the notes and tweets, and also Missy Sorg. And for at Sorgatron, at The Riz, who wasn't here. We missed you this week, buddy. At Chachi says, I'm at Bobby F. J. Town. Game over.